Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Rossburg, Ohio and the Eldora Speedway for round number 5 of the Midwest Super Dirt Series Modified Tour. Got a stacked lineup, 26 cars signed in for racing action tonight, and that's going to set us up with 4 heat races, a B main, and of course tonight's A main event. Jamie Massey was the quick time qualifier tonight. As you see, we scroll through the field, 26 cars taking time at the Big E. Let's go straight in to tonight's racing action. Heat race number 1 rolling out onto the speedway. Starting on the pole is going to be 32 Tom Ostendorf, Noah Bowman to his outside, Brandon Tramper, and tonight's quick time qualifier, Jamie Massey in row number 2. Dano Lindsay, the rock star, and Dalton Bragg in row number 3, and Christopher Haddon rounds out the 7-car field. Seven cars going for 8 laps around the Eldora Speedway. Ostendorf and Bowman trot the field down, green flags in the air, we're underway. Bowman right to the high side of the speedway, 3 wide for second place. Tramper down low, Massey through the middle, Tom Ostendorf out to the lead. Ostendorf trying to keep it smooth and steady here on the bottom side of the speedway, bringing Tramper with him. Jamie Massey working the middle, sliding high off corner exit. Into turns 3 and 4, they're still side by side for P2, right on the back bumper of the leader. Starting to work lap number 3. Tramper right to the back bumper of Ostendorf. Massey trying to set sail on the high side, use the momentum. Now they're 3 wide for the lead as we start working lap number 4. Now Tramper assumes the lead. Massey in second. Ostendorf drops back to third. Now Massey down to the inside wall, coming down the front straightaway. He's got the lead this time as they see the cross flags. 4 down, 4 to go. Noah Bowman trying to get something started on the high side, back in the 4th position. Now Tramper down to the inside. Does he have the momentum? He does not. Massey passes him back by and retains the lead. Massey really making the center of the speedway work for him. Tramper trying to get it rotated around the bottom and find some drive. Popsicle sticks are near 2 more times around here in heat race number 1. Now Massey goes to the low side, defends against Tramper. White flag is out 1 more time around. Noah Bowman makes a play for the 3rd position, trying to take it away from Tom Ostendorf. Back out front. Out of turn number 4, checkered flag's going to fly. Jamie Massey going to win heat race number 1. Heat race number 2 out on the speedway. Joseph Grandy going to lead him to the green. Michael Colvey to his outside. B-Mez, Keith Bradley in row number 2 with Damian Kiefer. A couple of sprint car drivers on row number 3. Richie Gaines and Andrew Thornton round out the 6-car field here for heat race number 2. 6 cars this time, 8 more laps around the Big E. Heat race number 2 coming at you. Grandy and Colvey fire, and we're underway. Grandy right to the middle and high line. Blocks the run from Colvey on the high side. They're 3 wide for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Colvey gets into the outside wall. Kiefer looking underneath at Keith Bradley. Kiefer trying to rotate it around the bottom, but carry the momentum. Bradley's running through the middle right behind Joseph Grandy. Still wheel to wheel for 2nd and 3rd. So we start working lap number 3. Down the back straightaway, momentarily 3 wide for the lead. Kiefer sticking to the low side, making it work for him. Scored P2 that time. Keith Bradley in the middle. Kiefer gets tight through 1 and 2, puts Michael Coffey back in the mix. Joseph Grandy still out front. Bradley crosses Kiefer over, gets to P2 as they see the cross flags. 4 down, 4 to go. Bit of a misstep from Grandy allows Bradley and Kiefer to catch right back up, and we're still hanging 3 wide for the lead here in heat race number 2. Now Kiefer fires the slide job all the way across the racetrack. Grandy turns it back down the racetrack underneath him. Going to take the lead back going to turn number 3. Short slider. 3 wide off turn number 4. All bunch of contact, and we're still pointed the right direction with 2 to go. Grandy dragging a wall on the high side of the speedway. Here comes Michael Coffey down the inside. Trying to break up the sea of black and green. White flag is out, 1, a lap to go. Bradley fires the slider, little bit short on Damian Kiefer, side by side for the win. Through turn number 3, out of turn number 4. Checkered flag's going to fly 4 wide to the finish line, and Damian Kiefer wins heat race number 2. Heat race number 3 out on the speedway. Starting on the pole is going to be the 54, Matt Westfall. Dylan Patterson to his outside. Row number 2 is going to find Jordan Moore and Nicholas McDougall. And third and final row, Todd Hutton and Jacob Boxell. 6 more cars this time, 8 more laps around the Big E. Heat race number 3 set to fire off out of turn number 4. Westfall and Patterson fire, and we're underway. Matt Westfall rolls through the middle of the speedway, a little bit of breathing room. So far, Jordan Moore, first car moving up. Up to the second spot, trying to reel in Westfall. Looks like he's going to reel him in pretty quickly here as they start working lap number 2. Right to the back bumper. Got a 4-car dance up front as McDougall and Patterson are there as well. Westfall turns it down the racetrack, takes nose away from McDougall. Jordan Moore assumes the lead. Dylan Patterson riding the wall on the high side, trying to carry the momentum. Whole field staying bunched up together here. Jacob Boxell in the 44 right there with this lead pack. Moore continues to lead. McDougall and Westfall side by side for P2. But here comes Boxell on the inside, makes it 3 wide. A little bit of contact with McDougall. Almost 4 wide as Patterson was up top. A little bit of beating and banging between McDougall and Patterson. That corner 3 wide down the back straightaway. Boxell still trying to rotate it around the inside. 3 wide for second, third, and fourth. Little past halfway home here in this one. 3 laps to go this time. Still 3 wide for second on back. Patterson looking for a place to put the nose in. Contact between Patterson and Westfall. Then contact between McDougall and Boxell. Guys aren't afraid to throw the elbows out here at the Big E tonight. Boxell still trying to rotate it around the inside. McDougall using the momentum on the high side of the racetrack. White flag is out one more time around. Jordan Moore got his breathing room on lap number 2 and never looked back this time by. Out of turn number 4, he's going to see the checkered flag, and Jordan Moore is going to win heat race number 3. Fourth and final heat race for your MSDS modifieds out on the racetrack. Dylan Allen going to lead them to the green with Blake Duggar to his outside. Preston Cottrell and Ian Lindell in row number 2. Third and final row is going to find Ryan Covey and the 13 of Joe Merritt. 6 more cars, 8 more laps, fourth and final heat race for your MSDS modifieds coming at you. Pace truck is off. Allen wastes no time. Green flag's in the air. We're underway. Allen through the middle. Ian Lindell with a big charge up on the high side, up to P2. Now looks underneath Allen, who gets tight, getting in turn number 3. Off turn number 4, Ian Lindell is going to lead lap number 1. Dylan Allen trying to mount the charge and take the lead back from Lindell. Able to pull up to the back bumper. No run to speak of. Ryan Covey throws a short slider on Preston Cottrell for the 3rd and final spot on the podium. Cottrell looks low through 3 and 4. Covey sails it all the way to the cushion. Carries the momentum, makes it work for him. Field a little bit more spread out than the earlier heat races. Lindell starting to check out on the field, a little over half second to Dylan Allen. Ryan Colvey runs in the 3rd spot. Preston Cottrell in 4th. Blake Dolger rounds out the top 5. Joe Merritt keeping pace, riding around in the back in 6th. Ian Lindell has got the double nickel machine on rails. This time by, he's going to see the popsicle sticks 2 more times around. Now 0.8 of a second to Dylan Allen in 2nd. Ryan Covey trying to close in on Allen, trying to make a race for the 2nd position. This time by, a white flag is out. 1 more time around for Ian Lindell. Little over a second to the 2nd place car and only 8 laps off turn number 4. Checkered flag flies, and Ian Lindell, the driver out of Muskogee, Oklahoma, is going to win your 4th and final heat race for the MSDS Modifieds. Sit down, strap in, and hold on tight as we take you on a 3-wide virtual thrill ride. For the first time this season, we're going to have a B-main here at the Eldora Speedway. Noah Bowman on the pole, Michael Covey outside of row number 1, Dylan Patterson and Preston Cottrell in row number 2, Dalton Bragg and Richie Gaines in row number 3, Matt Westfall, Blake Dolger, row number 4, row number 5, going to be the rock star, Dano Lindsay and Andrew Thornton, Joe Merritt and Todd Hutton in row number 6, and Christopher Haddon rounding out the 13-car field. 13 cars taking the green for the B-main. Top 8 transfer to tonight's A-main event. Bowman and Coffey going to trot the field into turn number 3. And out of turn number 4. Slowly but surely, pace trucks off. Bowman and Coffey are away, and we're green. Noah Bowman with the long slider line to maintain the lead. Got one up in the wall, top side of the speedway. That's Richie Gaines. I believe we're going to stay green. Michael Covey down to the inside of the speedway, looking for the lead on Noah Bowman. Side by side so far for the lead. One high, one low. Bowman carrying the momentum on the low side, on the high side, excuse me. Both Joe Merritt and Richie Gaines on pit road. So far that leaves 3 cars not going to make the transfer. Speaking of transfers, Dano Lindsay and Todd Hutton battling it out for the 8th and final transfer position. Just ahead, Andrew Thornton and Dalton Bragg duking it out for the 6th spot. Thornton down low, Bragg rolling through the middle. Back out front, Noah Bowman and Michael Covey continuing to set the pace. Covey sets up long slide job. Noah Bowman turns down underneath him as they get the cross flags. Excuse me, they're going to get the yellow this time. The yellow is out, and we'll have to take a look. Looks like the caution is going to come out for the 54 of Matt Westfall. Big time left front damage. The car just plows into the outside wall. Brings it to a stop. Top of turns 3 and 4 and draws the yellow flag. We've got them all re-racked, restacked, and lined up 2 by 2. Bowman, Covey, Patterson, Cottrell, and Dolger. Your top 5 as we come back to green. As we have 6 down, 6 to go. Michael Covey looking to the inside. Long slide job through 3 and 4. Leaves Bowman a lane on the top side. They're going to be door to door at start finish lines. They're going to see the handful 5 laps to go. Great race going off 3rd place on back. Cottrell, Patterson, Dolger, Thornton, Bragg, Lindsay, everybody in the mix down here. They're almost 5 wide there off of turn number 4. A little bit of contact. Everybody stays clean and green, but that's going to put Preston Cottrell on the bubble. Dano Lindsay had it momentarily, gets into the back of Todd Hutton and slides back to the 9th position. This is the race for the final transfer. Currently the 7P of Preston Cottrell has it over Dano Lindsay. Trying to get back around Todd Hutton. Put Hutton on the bubble. This time by the popsicle sticks in the air. 2 more times around out front, Noah Bowman. Riding the wall on the high side, Michael Covey runs his P2. Patterson in 3rd, duking it out with Dolger. Andrew Thornton rotating around the low side in the 5th spot. 6th place, Dalton Bragg. 7th, Todd Hutton. And Preston Cottrell has the 8th and final transfer spot. Through turn number 3, out of turn number 4, checkered flag's gonna fly. Noah Bowman's gonna win the B main. Michael Covey in 2nd, Dylan Patterson 3rd, Dolger 4th, Thornton 5th, Bragg in 6th, Hutton in 7th, and Preston Cottrell rounds out your transfer cars. Dano Lindsay, Christopher Haddon, the 2 cars left on track, not making the main. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a feature time for your MSDS Modifieds. 20 cars set to do battle for 40 laps around the Eldora Speedway, and let's meet your starting lineup. Starting from the pole is going to be Jamie Massey with Damian Kiefer to his outside. Jordan Moore and Ian Lindell in row number 2. Row number 3 is going to be Brandon Tramper and Keith Bradley. Let everybody catch back up so I can be in line on your starting lineup. Nicholas McDougall and Dylan Allen in row number 4. Tom Ostendorf and Joseph Grandy round out the top 10. Ryan Covey and Jacob Boxell in row number 6. Row number 7 is going to be Noah Bowman and Michael Covey. Dylan Patterson and Blake Dolger in row number 8. Row number 9 is going to be Preston Cottrell and Dalton Bragg. And on the 10th and final row is going to be Todd Hutton and Andrew Thornton. We're going to get ready to go with the MSDS Modifieds. Round number 5 coming at you from the Eldora Speedway. Massey and Kiefer are going to lead us through turns number 3 and 4. Green flags in the air. We're underway. Massey right down to the low side. He's going to keep it down around the inside guardrail. Good run down the back straightaway. Jordan Moore, Damian Kiefer, and Brandon Tramper battling for second, third, and fourth. Good racing throughout the field, 2 and 3 wide, all the way through the back of the pack. Massey still getting it to work on the low side. Kiefer, first car up top, trying to use the momentum. 4 wide, a little further back in the pack. Keith Bradley right in the middle. Contact between Lindell and Jordan Moore. Lindell trying to split the difference between Tramper and Moore. Moore not giving him an edge up there on the high side. Up front, Damian Kiefer closing the gap on Jamie Massey as we start working lap number 5. Massey still got it working on the low side of the speedway. Kiefer trying to ride the rim on a high side. Good run into turn number 3 as Massey tries the middle this time, but that's going to cost him the lead as Kiefer's going to lead lap number 5. Looking at third place on back, Brandon Tramper currently holds the 3rd spot. Jordan Moore in 4th. Joseph Grandy through the middle picks up the 5th position. Ian Lindell trying to make it work on the bottom, starting to drop back as here comes Keith Bradley. Bradley running in the 6th position currently, battling to the outside of Ian Lindell. Grandy rolling through the middle, looking underneath of Jordan Moore. A little bit of contact down the back straightaway. Grandy runs through the middle of the racetrack, squeezes Moore just a little bit, leaves him a lane up on the high side. Back out front, good race going for the lead as Kiefer's still making it work, riding the rim. This time by, going to have 10 laps in the books and 30 to go. Tramper still holding on to the 3rd and final podium position. Grandy and Moore still battling it out for the 4th spot. A little further back, Keith Bradley, Blake Dolger, Tom Ostendorf, and Nick McDougall. Whole gaggle of cars battling for positions. They're going to go 3 wide just about through turns 1 and 2. McDougall has to check up to keep from getting into Bradley. They're 3 wide and bouncing off each other. McDougall, the loser in that situation, keeps it pointing in the right direction but drops 3 spots in the process. Go a little further back in the pack. Jacob Boxell and Andrew Thornton both working around the low side of the speedway. Ryan Colvey and Dylan Patterson to their outside. 3 wide here in the mid-pack. This is the race for 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th on your screen. Still 3 wide here further back in the pack. Colvey trying to make it work through the middle. Back up front, Kiefer, still your leader. Massey right on his back bumper. This time by 15 down, 25 to go. Joseph Grandy has taken over the 3rd position from Brandon Tramper. Tramper looking to fire back. Jordan Moore runs in the 5th spot, under fire from Blake Dolger. Field starting to stretch out, a lot of 2x2 battles. B-Mez, Keith Bradley working the middle and low side of the speedway, trying to hold off Tom Ostendorf. Tom having a great run here tonight at Eldora. As timing and scoring jumps all over the place, we have our first yellow of the night. Caution going to fly this time for the 31 of Andrew Thornton. Working around the low side of the speedway, gets into the inside wall. Clobbers the outside wall, luckily able to bring it to a stop and collects nobody else. Looks like that's going to end his night and draw the first yellow. There we go, coming back to green. Kiefer, Massey, Grandy, Tramper, Moore, your top 5. Kiefer, Massey, Firefield follows. Green flags back in the air. We're underway with 22. Looks like laps to go. Now Massey looking down to the inside. He's going to fire the long slide job on Damian Kiefer. He's got the lead for the time being, but Kiefer with the momentum is going to nose back ahead. And here comes Joseph Grandy. Grandy trying to throw his hat in the ring. Got a 3-car dance for the lead out front. Massey back to the inside. Slide job. Kiefer turns it down. Keeps the lead once again. Crossed flags. We got 20 down, 20 to go. And it's just getting rowdy here at Eldora. No major moves there. Massey tucks in behind the rear bumper of Kiefer. Joseph Grandy right there within striking distance. Here goes Massey once again. The long Eldora slide job all the way across the racetrack. Kiefer turns down. Drag race nearly dead even at the start finish, but Kiefer leads the lap. Now drag race down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Massey with the shorter slide job this time. Kiefer with a good run off corner exits. Going to lead another one. These guys just absolutely dancing with each other. Sliders every other corner for the lead. Now Massey tries to hang it down low. Kiefer keeps the momentum up. Continues to lead. Joseph Grandy is right here in the mix. Now Grandy looking low, trying to challenge Massey for P2. Nothing doing that time. 15 laps to go. Fantastic race going up front. Massey with a good run off turn number 4. Does he try anything to turn number 1? He does not. Stays in line. Top 3 play and follow the leader on the high side. Same story through 3 and 4 this time. Now Massey's going to turn it down the racetrack. So does Kiefer. As Boxel off the pace is going to throw the yellow flag right in front of your leaders. Caution coming out this time for the 44 of Jacob Boxel. You see the left front damage. Pushes right up into the outside wall. Similar to the first caution with Thornton. Slow rolls his way down the front straightaway, gets the yellow flag as the leaders pass him by. Field stacked back up 2 by 2. Kiefer, Massey, Grandy, Tramper, Dolger, now your top 5. Kiefer and Massey going to fire once again off turn number 4. Green flag's back in the air with 13 to go. Kiefer with the short protective slider. Massey with a good run down the back straightaway. Into turns 3 and 4. He fires right to the low side of the speedway. The long slide job for the lead. Kiefer crosses back under, keeps the lead. These two guys out front just absolutely dancing with each other the entire race so far. Joseph Grandy still within striking distance. One misstep from Kiefer or Massey and he's got 1 or 2 more spots. This time by 10 more laps to go. Grandy trying to keep the leaders within his sights. Blake Dolger, Brandon Tramper round out your top 5. Nicholas McDougall looking to get around Tramper. Bit of shuffling around going on here further back in the pack. Colby runs in 7th, Ian Lindell in 8th, Preston Cottrell in 9th, and Dylan Allen rounds out your top 10. As the yellow flag is out, everybody off the pace, and we'll have to go check out what the yellow is for. Caution coming out for this melee between Keith Bradley, Dylan Patterson, and the outside wall. Beating and banging, they get a hold of Dylan Allen, Jordan Moore, and Dalton Bragg. Bragg knocks the left front out of the race car, drags it along the inside wall, and comes to a stop and draws the yellow flag. Field coming back to green. Single file restart. Kiefer, Massey, Grandy, Dolger, Tramper, your top 5. Kiefer's going to fire to middle of 3 and 4, brings the whole field with him. We're back underway with 8 to go. Kiefer, Massey, and Grandy all to the high side. Actually, pretty much the entire top 10 to the high side through turns 1 and 2. Whole field stays pretty much single file there on the restart lap. Massey looking underneath Kiefer, turns it down the racetrack. Gonna fire the slide job, maybe. Yep, fires the slide job, cuts off Damian Kiefer's run. He's gonna lead the lap here with 6 to go. Kiefer fires right back, long slide job, bounces off the wall, top side of the speedway. Got a drag race down the back straightaway, and here's Joseph Grandy. Grandy trying to get in the mix. Massey with the long slide job. Kiefer makes it a drag race as they see the handful. 5 laps to go. Side by side again down the back straightaway. Massey with the long slide job to the cushion. Kiefer, great run off of turn number 4. Slide job of his own. A little bit of contact between Grandy and Massey. Is that the breathing room Kiefer needed? For this lap it is. Massey turns down the racetrack trying to get the same run as Kiefer. Stays right into the back bumper. 3 to go. Not wanting to take our eyes off this battle for the lead. It has been absolutely incredible throughout the entire A main. Popsicle sticks are in the air 2 more times around. Massey's got to run down the back straightaway. Fires the long slide job on Damian Kiefer. Kiefer out of the throttle, turns it down the racetrack. Massey missteps. White flag is out. Massey up to the cushion. Turns it down the racetrack. Big run. Massey gives it hell to the inside. Long slide job on Damian Kiefer. Tries to stop him, but not going to do it. Damian Kiefer takes the win here at Eldora. Jamie Massey going to bring it home in P2, and Joseph Grandy hangs on for the 3rd and final podium position. Folks, one hell of a race from the MSDS Modifieds here at the Big E. Let's take a look at this A feature rundown. Damian Kiefer grabbing his 2nd win of the season. Jamie Massey in P2. Joseph Grandy rounds out the podium. Blake Dolger, Brandon Tramper round out your top 5. Nicholas McDougall, Ian Lindell, Preston Cottrell, Dylan Patterson, and Dylan Allen round out the top 10. Michael Covey, Keith Bradley, Ryan Covey, Todd Hutton, and Jordan Moore round out the top 15. Dalton Bragg, Tom Ostendorf, Jacob Boxell, Andrew Thornton, and Noah Bowman round out your 20-car field for your MSDS Modifieds here at Eldora. We sure hope you enjoyed tonight's racing action. Next week, the Midwest Super Dirt Series Modifieds go up to Indiana to the Kokomo Speedway. We're going to go from the big half miles back to the bull rings, and they're always exciting to watch. You don't want to miss it, and we'll see you next Wednesday night.